close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome back to week 4 of Inside the Game here on KSAN. I'm Keon Russell, and we have a lot to get you caught up on from high school football here in the Concho Valley. We start with the Lakeview Chiefs at home tonight for their game with the Lubbock Westerners. The Chiefs have dropped 2 straight games after winning their season opener this season. Tough game against the Lions this past Friday night as the Chiefs couldn't find any rhythm offensively or defensively. But with the new week presents a new opportunity. And with the Lubbock Westerners coming into San Angelo Stadium Friday night, the Chiefs look to capitalize on what's in front of them.
You know, controlling line of scrimmage is a big thing, and we haven't done a very good job lately. And it just, you know, like I said, we just got to work on fundamentals. We got to control both sides of the ball and both sides of the line of scrimmage and sustain drives offensively and make good tackles defensively. We just got to, you know, as a kid, we just understand that we're out there playing a game. And at the end of the day, it's a game. But we got to do, everybody has a job and an assignment on the field.
Lakeview ready for the big game as they take on Lubbock down at San Angelo Stadium looking for win number 2. You're going to see this a lot here tonight. Attacking the Lubbock corners, Jalen Chavez launches it for Braden Packard, who catches the pass in stride, scores the Chiefs touchdown for the first of the game. It's the defense's turn. Noah Rios, lurking in the middle of the field, snags the interception and takes it up the sideline before getting tackled. Game all knotted at 7 even. Almost copy and paste play here on offense. This time it's Austin Perez pump fakes and launches a bomb downfield to Michael Duran, who takes it to the house from 60 yards out. Chiefs up 15-7. The Chiefs passing game was really effective in this one early on. Perez rolls to his right, and as you can see right there, throws a dart again to Packard, who scores his second touchdown of the game. Chiefs will fall in a close one here tonight, 43-41 in a close battle. The Central Bobcats have been up and down all season long, looking to find some consistency starting here in week 4. Tonight on the road against the Belton Tigers, the Bobcats dominated that one 35-12 in the 2 teams' first meeting ever last season. The Bobcats entered this one 1-2, looking to get back to 500 tonight. They would drop their 3rd straight, losing 41-38 against Belton. They will face Abilene Wiley next week for back-to-back road games. A great matchup here next. We have the Wall Hawks coming off that overtime loss to Jim Ned last week, taking on Pester right at the crib at Wysoon Field. The Wall Hawks looking to get back in the win column here tonight, taking on the Greyhounds. First quarter following a Greyhound turnover, Wall strikes first. Gunnar Dillard, the pitch out to Hagan Barbie, gets to the outside, tiptoes his way into the end zone for the early Wall Hawk touchdown. Still 7-0 Hawks, and it's the defense that steps up once again for the big play. Pester quarterback in all sorts of trouble, throws it right over the middle and right into the hands of Wall's Garen Wiggins for the interception. He will take it deep inside Greyhound territory after that one. Final play of the first quarter, Gunnar Dillard fakes out everyone on the Greyhound defense. He walks his way in for 6-14-0 Wall. The Hawks back in the win column here tonight, dominating 42-0. The Brady Bulldogs still searching for that first win of the season under new head coach Jaron Roberts. The Bulldogs have suffered 3 tough losses here to start the season, still putting together the pieces with the new team and the new head coach. Tonight they would get their first win of the season, 26-21 against a tough Dublin team. The TLCA San Angelo Eagles are off to a great start to this season, entering week 4 at 2-1, looking for a win number 3 here tonight on their home field. The Eagles are ready to go as they welcome in Ingram Moore. As you can see them running out of the tunnel. All right, first quarter, Eagles down 3-0, not anymore. Lane Honey finds Colin Taylor in the back of the end zone for the game's first score, 7-3 TLCA. Still in the first quarter, still 7-3. Natavian Sykes gets the handoff, quick move of the line of scrimmage and has some running room and cuts to the outside, and he said, "Syke, you ain't catching me." Natavian's rushing down, makes it 14-3. Second quarter now, 14-10 Eagle lead. Honey finds Colin Taylor right away, gets away from the defender and uses his speed to get into the end zone again. Eagles lead 21-10. The Eagles would win again, 44-34 over Ingram Moore. All right, stay with us. Next up on KSAN is our game of the week, Ozona versus Grape Creek. The Lions lead the all-time series between the two, 12-2, but the Eagles believe that they have what it takes to come away with a victory in this one. Shelby was able to catch up with the team before the big game. Let's watch.
And Week 4 Game of the Week is spotlighting the Ozona Lions and Grape Creek Eagles as they compete in a head-to-head battle come Friday night.
One of the most important things is, our secondary guys, keeping an eye on who's eligible because of all the different things that they do. Eligible receivers are scattered around all over the place. So it's just kind of being able to identify those guys, stay with them. And then like I said earlier about staying simple, as long as we can play fast, get off our blocks, do what we're supposed to do, I think we'll be all right.
The message in this Lions locker room is simple but effective, and they lean on it week in and week out.
Kill or be killed. Yeah, that's a great motto. We live by it. We say it every day. It's just kind of keeps us going as well.
This team knows what's ahead of them with Grape Creek, but they are also focusing on playing their game the Lion way.
We just need to be ready to any position to get the ball. I mean, they run where they can snap it to anyone, so we just have to be ready to, whoever has the ball, be able to get them.
I think it really starts with our offensive line. If we execute, get on our blocks, stay on our blocks for long, that gives time to create holes and protect our quarterback.
And the home team this week, the Grape Creek Eagles, are coming into this matchup hungry for a win.
We're really eager for a win, and it really started us off really good. Our run game is pretty good. Come out strong, come out fast, and play with high effort and pride.
It's going to be a physical. It's going to be a fight. I mean, we're physical as well, but we got speed. We got a lot of speed out here. We all got to do it together. It can't just be 10. It has to be all 11.
This Eagles team has competed against some tough teams so far this year, and the game plan stays the same. Play Grape Creek football.
We're just going to kind of stick to what we do. Defense has played pretty well the last couple of weeks, and so we're going to depend on good, solid defense and taking care of the ball on offense.
Under the bright lights, Ozona versus Grape Creek down at Eagles Stadium. Early on in the first quarter, Ozona looking to strike first. QB Hudson Fowler with the long pass across field finds his man Michael Daniels in the end zone. Lions on top early in the first quarter. Ozona still looking to capitalize off the momentum. A bullet pass by Fowler again, but it is met in the hands of a big man, Braden Winans, for the Eagles interception for Grape Creek. Ozona back deep. Fowler looking for a man, slingshots it downfield perfectly in the hands of Dusty Smith. No one's there, wide open. He's in for the Lions touchdown, 14-0. We got a leg shot of the ref, but that won't stop us. Ozona back in the red zone, and Christian Villarreal is going to walk in the end zone with ease. Lions lead going into the half 21-0. All Lions in this one as they win 57-22. All right, coming up after the break, Shelby will be live from Lion Field to tell us more about the Ozona and Grape Creek game we just saw. Stay with us, and I'll see you right after this break.
Enjoy a chorizo and potato breakfast taco at Rosa's Cafe.
Easy money. Hi, I'm Mike. Come to MGB for quick, easy money. It's the way Texans have cashed in on their gold, silver, and diamonds for over a decade. Come to MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers, and you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
Here's a word from another KSAN preferred partner.
Moving family and business offices locally and long distance for over 50 years. Welch Transfer and Storage is your primary local moving company. Call Welch Transfer and Storage. We have you covered.
We're twins. That's why we call Twin Mountain Fence.
From old generations to new, Twin Mountain Fence has supported San Angelo and the Concho Valley for over 75 years. And now, we want to thank you for supporting us. We're committed to serving our customers now more than ever. And the next generation of Twin Mountain Fence will be too. Twin Mountain Fence, for all your fencing needs since 1947.
For everyone, from players to parents, football offers unlimited growth with even more to learn. Visit futureforfootball.com to get ahead of the game. Find out where to play, what equipment to use, and get the latest from leagues around the country, including pro tips and parental info from the experts. These resources make it easier than ever to create your plan and make your play.
Shelby is down in Lion Field to give us more of an insight on that Ozona win. Shelby, what you got for us?
Keon, the Lions absolutely dominated tonight. We saw in those highlights Ozona was up 21-0 after halftime, and they did not slow down after that. Coming right out of the half, number 5, Dusty Smith, we saw him in those highlights, immediately comes out scoring to add on insurance for the Lions. Again, that wasn't all. Number 1, Christian Villarreal in for the touchdown, but he would turn it right around and kick for that extra point. The Lions would kick for an extra extra point. That snap was missed, no problems. Matthew Daniels was ready to scoop up and get the 2 points in. And Keon, it still did not stop there. Michael Daniels wanted a piece, bringing in another touchdown for the Lions. That would go on the whole third quarter with Ozona absolutely dominating, but Grape Creek would find the momentum in the fourth quarter. Grape Creek found the end zone in the fourth on top of a successful 2-point conversion with almost 3 back-to-back touchdowns, giving them a 22-point score in the fourth quarter. The final in this one, 57-22. Ozona takes this one in style. But that's a wrap from Lions Stadium. Another Friday Night Lights is in the books. Reporting from Ozona, I'm Shelby Rhodes, KSAN Sports. Back.
This live shot is sponsored by AFCO Steel.
All right, thank you for that one, Shelby. The Sonora Broncos returned home after their impressive win over El Dorado last week, 39-13 on the road. The Broncos took on the Alpine Bucks here tonight in this one. Sonora defeated the Bucks last year 27-6 on the road and looked to capture some of that same success. The Broncos will follow up last year's performance with a blowout victory, winning 45-18 tonight over Alpine. Staying right here in District 3-2A, the Cristobal Cougars hit the road to play the Mason Punchers. Cristobal enters at 1-2 overall, and Mason a perfect 3-0. The two meet here on the gridiron following last season's meeting in which the Punchers took home the 50-12 win. Tonight, the Punchers do that again, getting the win 49-7 over Cristobal. The Junction Eagles are 2-0 as well on the season, coming off back-to-back wins against San Saba and D'Hanis. The Eagles are faced off against Cross Plains for the first time ever in program history tonight, in which the Buffaloes won 35-20. The season down at Eagle Field Junction, they would get the victory in this one 41-6 as they defeat Cross Plains. The El Dorado Eagles are 2-1, coming off a tough loss in their rivalry game against Sonora last week. This week, they are on the road taking on San Saba in a rematch of last year's 26-0 defeat. The Eagles take the lead in the fourth, and that would be the final. They would win 20-14 over San Saba. The Sterling City Eagles have been rolling here to start the 2023 season. Impressive wins over Odessa Compass, Miles, and Abilene TLCA, and they sit at 3-0 on the year. This week, right at home facing Roscoe, the Plowboys defeated the Eagles 58-18 last season. This year, with it now being in the second year in the 11-man football and clicking on all cylinders, the Eagles look ready, but would ultimately fall in this one here tonight, giving them their first loss on the season, 27-14. The Miles Bulldogs are coming off their dogfight of a win last week over Water Valley. This week, they have a chance to advance to 3-1 on the season as they welcome in Winters. Miles destroyed the Blizzards 56-12 last season in their huge win, and this year the same thing. The Bulldogs win 66-36 over Winters. And the Water Valley Wildcats have looked good here to start their second season in 11-man football and their first year under new head coach Aaron Whitmire. They've been a competitive ball club in every game this season. This week, they will be on the road versus Odessa Compass, a team they blanked 34-0 last season. That game scheduled for tomorrow at 2 o'clock kickoff. All right, stay with us. You're watching Inside the Game on KSAN.
During HomeZone's Labor Day sale, save hundreds on every living room, dining room, and bedroom. Whether it's a casual brunch or a formal dinner party, make new memories with any of our wide variety of dining collections. Or transform your bedroom into a sanctuary of comfort and style. With over 20 collections to choose from, it's easy to find something you'll love. During our Labor Day sale, we'll even throw in the mattress for free. HomeZone, Texas-born, family-owned.
Do you know the key to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At West Texas Weight Loss, we have the answer. Our unique metabolic rescue program makes it easy for you to lose weight, get healthy, get your energy back, naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose stubborn fat without counting points, calories, no exercising, no shakes or bars, no drugs, stimulants, or surgery, say yes to losing unhealthy fat in a healthy way. Begin your transformation by scheduling a zero-pressure discovery call or visit westtexasweightloss.com.
The importance of keeping the community informed when accurate information matters the most is completely paramount to what we do at Concho Valley Homepage.
The difference in what we do over here at Concho Valley Homepage and your regular reporter is our deadline is right here, right now.
I try to focus on a passion with the people. Whatever I believe that my community is passionate about, I try to follow and investigate.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game. We move to six-man football, and first up, we have the Blackwell Hornets versus the Robert Lee Steers. Last year, the Steers defeated the Hornets 46-38 in a game that was an instant classic. In the first quarter, Steers got on the board first. Braden Sherwood, he's able to get to the outside in for a Steers touchdown. Less than 3 minutes in the first, Brady Pitcock pitches it off to Brenner Sherwood. He's cutting past defenders and makes a few men miss, and there goes him like his little brother. All right, 5 minutes before halftime, Robert Lee ready to add, and it's a great day for Sherwood brothers. Braden makes his way and keeps their offense rolling. Dominant performance here tonight for Robert Lee as they win 58-8. Staying right here in District 13-1A, we had the Bront Longhorns and Menard Yellow Jackets matchup tonight. Menard 2-1 on the year so far, and Bront 1-2. Menard destroyed the Longhorns last season 50-0 in a game that was over by halftime. This year, Bront seems to have narrowed the gap. This one was all Menard for another year as they get the victory on the homecoming night, as over them is 56-28. And now the Erie County Hornets are coming off 2 back-to-back impressive wins, looking to make it 3 here tonight. A battle of the Hornets, Highland versus Erie County down in Mertzen. All right, first quarter, Highland up 8-0 early. Iron Davis steps back, feels some pressure, but gets the throw off. The big man, Tyler Henderson, comes up with the catch, breaks off the tackle, and turns on the Jets. Erie County cuts the deficit to 8-6. Second quarter, Highland now leading 22-6. The snap goes over the Hornet quarterback and starts bouncing around into the end zone. A Highland player unable to come up with it, but Keegan Wadsworth does for an Erie County 22-14 now. Still in the second, it's now 28-14 Highland, but here comes Erie County once again. Colton Laundermilk, that young man drank his milk before this morning, folks. The long touchdown gets IC back within 8, but it's Highland who wins it here tonight, 50-42 over the Hornets. The very best Falcons are the last remaining undefeated team in District 13-1A, looking to advance to 4-0 tonight after their victory last week against Bront. Tonight on the road versus the Baird Bears, Falcons won 40-25 last season in the two teams' first meeting ever, and tonight much of the same. Very Best destroys Baird 60-12 in their matchup. The Eden Bulldogs and Midland TLCA square off for the first time in program history. Eden searching for that first win of the season. This another game that will take place tomorrow at Bulldogs Field. And Paint Rock also on the road here tonight, taking on the Trent Gorillas. Last season, the Indians defeated Trent 66-16 in the massive win. Paint Rock coming off a great win against Gus Steen last week, and tonight they double it, winning huge 76-28 over Trent. All right, we'll be back with more Inside the Game right after this break.
On Season 6 of Fansville by Dr. Pepper, things are heating up.
Mom, Dad, I have a girlfriend, and she likes college football.
The stars have arrived.
I've made my choice. This season, I will be drinking Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
And everyone wants a taste of fame.
Welcome back to Chuck's Take, because every fan needs a podcast.
To get a thick color, I use 2 coats of maroon. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
For expert service in plumbing and new construction, call 3D's Plumbing, 653-4975, or click on the Expert tab at ConchoValleyHomepage.com.
The Locker Room is back on ConchoValleyHomepage.com with high school football scores, highlights, and top stories available right from your computer or phone. The Locker Room on ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Log on and get in the game today.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. Our KSAN game of the week for Week 5 of high school football is Miles versus Ozona. Two teams coming off a win here in Week 4, but will be ready for this big-time matchup come Friday night. These two teams have met on the gridiron only once before, and that was last season in which Ozona won 41-26. Two teams trending in the right direction, and we look forward to talking to both teams and see what their mindset is like going into next week. All right, that's all for us here on Inside the Game. Thank you for joining us, and you can catch me back here for Week 5 next week, Friday at 10:15. You all have a great night.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.